everyone, this is Prasad. On behalf of Unacademy, I welcome all of you for another session on hybrid electric vehicle. In today's session, we are going to understand DC to DC converter systems, which are very much important components for hybrid electric vehicles and also electric vehicles, or you can say all in all XEV. So in previous sessions, we have understood different types of hybrid electric vehicles. We have understood the electric vehicle powertrain in detail. We have understood importance of each and every component. And now it's time for us to deep dive into each and every component of electric powertrain. And we are starting with the DC to DC converter. So let's start. The DC to DC converter overview consists of the DC to DC converters that can be used for XEVs, the electric vehicle DC to DC converter general requirements, the classification of DC to DC converters, like we have done classification of various types of electric vehicle. Every component is having different classifications. So in same way, we have to do classification of DC to DC converters. Further, isolated and non-isolated DC to DC converters. Then unidirectional and bidirectional DC to DC converters. Why bidirectional? Because in case of electric vehicle, there is regenerative braking phenomena. So motor also acts as a generator and power can flow in reverse direction. So we have to understand the bidirectional DC to DC converters also. Then how we control the DC to DC converters, that is very important. And then losses in DC to DC converters. Further, we have to also understand what are the major suppliers that are providing the DC to DC converters for hybrid electric vehicles and electric vehicles. DC to DC converter is one of the most important components. Like I hope all of you know, in case of AC systems, there is a device called as transformer. Do you know the transformer? You must have seen transformer. Transformer is the device which is used to increase or decrease the AC voltage. Either you can increase the voltage or decrease the voltage by using transformer. Nearby your home, you must have seen a distribution pole, and on that distribution pole there is a transformer. Now what that transformer does, it is getting input of 11,000 volt, 3 phase at 50 hertz frequency. 11,000 volts of supply at 3 phase 50 hertz frequency. But at our home, we require 230 volts, 50 hertz, which is single phase. Okay, so what transformer does, it steps down this voltage of 11,000 volt to 415 volt, 3 phase. And out of these, the transformer is generally shown by a square frame on which windings are placed. So we are not diving deep into construction of transformer. I am just making you familiarize with the DC to DC converters and the transformer. So what transformer is doing, from the 11,000 volt, which is its input, it is stepping down the voltage to 415 volt, 3 phase. So this is with the AC, that is alternating current. Transformer only works on alternating current. But for DC system, which is present inside the electric vehicle, we also require stepping up or stepping down of DC voltage. And that is done by various converters. Okay, so I hope you just got into insight, because if you know, even your mobile phone charger, your mobile phone battery is at very low voltage, but you plug the charger into 230 volt socket. So inside the charger, there is a mechanism wherein 230 volts is getting converted into lower voltage, and then that is getting converted into DC, because battery is a DC. So there are different types of converters. Some of them you may be knowing, that is DC to AC converter is called as inverter, right? Or AC to DC converter is called as rectifier, right? In same way, there is a DC to DC converter that is called as chopper. Okay, and there is AC to AC converter also, but that is not in our scope. So for DC supply, there are converters. For AC supply, there is only one device that does the functioning of increasing or decreasing the voltage, and that is nothing but the transformer. Okay, so let's deep dive into these converters. I hope you have understood whatever I have told you. I just gave you example of transformer because transformer is easily visible to our eyes, and on daily basis we are using the equipments at 230 volt 50 hertz, whereas the supply of electricity is coming from 11,000 volt. Before that there is 33,000 volt, before that there is 66,000 volt. Very high voltage supply of electricity gets transmitted and distributed across the India. Okay, and finally at our end we receive 230 volt 50 hertz.